See, the main problem is that we hear about the law. However, we don't realize that there's different versions of the law. Just like you have like different versions of the Bible, we got different versions of the law. And I'm saying this because a lot of people were saying like some of the stuff that I'm doing and some of the stuff that I was doing online could have led me into getting into the penitentiary. And you don't understand that even within the law and in the penitentiary, there's another law. There's another system, if you will. So just because someone goes to the penitentiary, that doesn't necessarily mean that they was given the right, I guess you could say, portion or punishment or the right portion of the law. That's the best word to use for that. Just because someone was given the punishment of penitentiary, this does not mean that they was given their proper just due when it comes to dealing with the law. And I'm saying this because you have justice, you have the law, you have the legal system, which is dealing with UCC codes, and then you have what's called all law. Some people call it universal law, or I like to call it the law of the pentagram. And I'll get into this in future episodes. But the law of the pentagram is really the law, the ultimate law when it comes to any law. Because the law of the pentagram is really what got us into the situation. And I'm saying that because, as you know, I taught you guys a lot of astrology on, via 13 Sounds Astrology YouTube channel. And I'm starting this channel because, like I was saying on previous episodes, I'm doing a lot of rituals. And in these rituals, I'm learning a lot. And I want to share this stuff with you guys. However, it's going to have to come with a series of updates and lessons to get your mind ready for some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about, because some of this stuff you guys know, because I'm sure you guys are initiated into different orders. Like most people that find me, like by the time they find me, they already deep into all of this shit. So most of you guys know this shit, but I'm saying this because it's like it's not really being demonstrated. And it's the goal and the role of an astrologer is to demonstrate the craft. The astrologer must demonstrate the craft. And through the course of these videos that I'm coming out with, with this new rough updated channel that I'm using, I'm going to be demonstrating the craft to you. So back to the pentagram. So you have the pentagram, and this is the ultimate law, and there's different versions of the pentagram. But if you notice, they use the pentagram on various different flags. I was showing you the Moorish flag here earlier. But they use the pentagram on various different flags because this is the law that's used to govern the mafia, prostitution, pimping and shit, street shit. It's the law of the pentagram, and even the police have to fall up under this law. Even officers and sheriffs and different deputies and people that have badges have to fall up under this law, which is the law of the pentagram. Very important. And you see that it's a 5-pointed star, and you would say, well, that's a star. And it's not really a star, as I talked about on other videos. Technically, it's representing the body of a male. Because if you notice, when you're dealing with the pentagram, like in politics, this deals with the pentagram too. Politicians fall up under this, which deals with the penis. You see, this is the doctrine of the male, because this is where astrology comes from. See, astrology is a deep science, and I'm going to talk about this on the next video, but coming up, I'm going to go into some other stuff about astrology, but I want to really focus on this doctrine of the penitentiary and the pentagram and politics and how all of this stuff ties in together, because it's based upon the male going through certain initiations so that he can move into himself, his higher being, his higher spiritual self, and to begin to gain his or her, well, mainly the male in this option, to gain his body. And astrology was actually taught by a female, and that's what I'm going to talk about in the future episodes. See, astrology was true astrology, not that Alexander the Great stuff that you guys are into. I know you got some of you guys are into that Alexander the Great stuff, but true astrology was demonstrated and taught by the female, because the female was the one that created this mess. We'll just call it that. The mystery system. See, the mess is the mystery system, and it was created by the female. So if you want to master dope, you want to get money, you know what I'm saying? You want to become a pimp, you know what I'm saying? And all these dark stuff, you got to master astrology. You want to become a lawyer, a doctor, you got to master the zodiac. Can't get away from it. Hotep.